Hello explorers, it's your guide for all things XR and movie related. Sam here, welcome back to Crossroads. After a little bit of a post-grad break, I'm back and ready to jump into arguably the most popular subsection of XR right now. That is VR, virtual reality. And be sure to check out the first episode of Crossroads if you missed it and need a little refresher on what exactly XR is and what this show is about. Now, VR certainly has made a name for itself over the past decade. I remember my family switching over from iPhones to Samsungs just so we had the chance to try the Samsung Gear VR for some of the Samsung Galaxy phones. But, for those who don't know, virtual reality has really been around since the 60s. As this show is here to bring things back into the entertainment industry, unless you were in the know to know back then, it's fitting that the first time many heard or saw the concept of virtual reality was through the 1983 film Brainstorm, directed by Douglas Trumbull, starring Christopher Walken. If not through Brainstorm, almost 10 years later, in 1992, there was Lawnmower Man, directed by Brett Leonard, starring Jeff Fahey and Pierce Brosnan. Through these films, amongst others, even before the technology had yet to exist, there were stories imagining what could be done with these technologies. In Brainstorm's case, it was to imagine what device could let someone enter a reality of one's thoughts and desires. For Lawnmower Man, you could ponder what skills could come out of virtually simulated environments and how anyone might react to a continued use of head-mounted displays, or HMD for short. All of this reminds me of the age-old question of whether you think life imitates art or art imitates life. Comment down below your thoughts on this, and while you're headed to the comment section, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. This feedback loop of art and life, and in this case filmmaking and VR, has only grown into other areas of entertainment. For example, the most readily accessible way to see VR's role in film is through virtually simulated movie-going experiences, where in extended periods of time spent indoors for whatever the reason, you may miss that theater experience and instead opt for one in the comfort of your own home. Another entry point is through special marketing tactics for franchises. I myself remember and have secret documentation that will never see the light of day of when I tried It Float, a horror VR experience made for the Oculus One. It got me really good, but as a horror fan, it also got me just as excited for the movie's release. These are all great intersecting points for VR in films, but what about VR in filmmaking? While it's not as common as the use of blue or green screens, VR is being used in the film industry. One way I wanted to talk about it specifically is with navigating virtual environments. Jon Favreau, infamous for creating the first Iron Man movie and thrusting us into an age of movies that would be known as the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as well as the creator of the hit Disney Plus show The Mandalorian, also directed the live-action remake of The Lion King. What was so interesting about The Lion King's production was its use of virtual reality, where cast and crew could experience the virtual yet hyper-realistic world created for the film, and even film scenes while in it. So rather than seeing behind the scenes of films where actors are in gray studios of motion capture cameras, instead imagine them in avatars moving around a reactive virtual environment. This excites me so much, and should excite you too, because studios like MAVERiC have head-mounted displays and all one would need for the pipeline of creating virtual environments and now movies in virtual environments. What might this look like in the future, though? While that could be a whole other video or another movie, I'm thinking Lawnmower Man remake, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up Steven Spielberg's 2018 movie Ready Player One, adapted from the book of the same name by Ernest Cline. Though it can be seen as a movie for gamers to dream of virtual games becoming so realistic and immersive, the virtual world of the Oasis can be seen as a choose-your-own-adventure movie where you are the protagonist. As immersion and personalized experiences continue to be valued from theme parks to our social medias, the term gamifying is being used to describe how we can better curate our computational selves while also having fun doing it. Netflix's hit show Black Mirror went viral for their own gamified or choose-your-own-adventure movie in 2018 titled Bandersnatch, where millions would document and share their experiences and decisions that would lead to one of 5 main endings. Add a meta headset and yourself into the story as the leading role with your POV, and I can see this being a new film genre of sorts. So whether it's through the experience where you can have a Regal Cinemas in your living room, or engage with your favorite films in a personal VR experience, or if you're like Jon Favreau and are directing and planning your movie in a head-mounted display, virtual reality is awaiting your exploration. All of us here at MAVERiC encourage you to see how VR can elevate the way that you encounter your favorite worlds. Thank you for listening, and I'm excited to dive into more topics like this with you, and I'll see you soon on the next episode of Crossroads.